What's up, pussies? I'm the Heavy Metal Dick, and this is Heavy Metal Homesteading. Today, we're gonna fuck around, smoke some pulled pork. Let's make this shit happen. Alright, so if you've watched any of my other smoking lunch meat videos and shit, you know about brining meat. So here's the pork shoulder that we're gonna brine, or we're gonna smoke. We've already brined it. And then here is a piece of something else. Let's get it over here so you can see it a little bit better. Piece of something else. Okay, maybe you know what it is. Maybe you don't know what it is. Maybe if you live in Texas or Montreal, or if you're Jewish or Romanian, you'll be familiar with that kind of meat. Get at me on my Facebook or Twitter, Instagram, wherever you follow me, and let me know what you think that is. I'll figure out some sort of prize or shout out for whoever figures that out. So, this is the pork, this is what we're doing. This is going to go back in the fridge for another day. We're going to smoke that up later. If you stay tuned and pay attention to this channel, you will see what that is when it gets smoked up. Really important when you're smoking stuff. Good to have a good beer by your side. So this pork's been sitting in this brine for just over 12 hours now. Pull that out of the bag, stick that in the bowl. We're going to just get rid of the brine. We're going to rinse that off with some cold water. Alright, so we're just going to get in there, just massage that in the cold water a little bit. Depending on how long you've brined your meats, you're going to want to water bath it. This has only been in for, like I said, just over 12 hours. And it's not a very strong bind, so just a quick rinse. That's all we really need, just to get the salt deposits off the outside of it. And then we'll dump that out. Now, we're going to go ahead and we're going to rub this bitch down with some spices and shit. Now, because I'm fucking Canadian, and we're doing Canadian style pulled pork. Yes, America, we have our own style of pulled pork. First thing we need, most importantly, for any Canadian recipe, straight from my hometown, shipped here in my mother's suitcase when she came to visit me a couple of months ago. Maple syrup. Jesus, mother. This is why I always carry a pocket knife. But I just went for a bike ride, so I don't have a pocket knife on me right now. Maple syrup. Nice little dose of maple syrup. Salt. Not going to be shy with the salt. Even though it's been brined, it's pork, it likes to be salty. Black pepper. Fair bit of paprika. Bit of crushed chili powder. Bit of cayenne. Cumin. Mustard seed, again, quite a bit of mustard seed. Oregano. I usually put thyme, but I don't fucking have any right now, so that's the way it goes. We're just going to get right in there. Give that a nice massage. Alright, now we're going to smoke this bitch. If you've been watching this channel for any amount of time, you've watched me smoke some shit. So, I'm not going to do a big, lengthy thing on the smoking process and whatnot. I'm just going to go smoke it. And I'm going to tell you that I'm using mesquite chips to smoke this. And the last hour or so of the smoking process, I'm going to baste it with my own proprietary blend of apple-based barbecue sauce. I use apples instead of tomatoes. It's fucking delicious. There's also a shitload of maple syrup in there. So, we'll be back with this once it's been smoked. Alright, so here's the pork. We smoked this for about 6 hours. And this is the pan that I left sitting under the pork while it cooked off. We're going to scrape all the goodness out of there and we're going to put it with the pork. So this is fully cooked now. We could eat this as it is, but in order to develop a little bit more flavor and have a moist, tender product, we're going to put it in this slow cooker with a little bit of my apple barbecue sauce and half a beer. And we're going to cook it off for another couple of hours. It's a little after midnight right now, and I got to get up for work at 6 in the morning, so we're going to cook this for about 5.5 to 6 hours in the slow cooker on low heat, just to let it break down and fall apart, because pulled pork should just pull apart all on its own. So the first thing we're going to do is we're just going to cut the strings off here. So the strings are there to help it stay together while it's cooking, but the idea at this point is to have it not stay together. Okay. Into the slow cooker. Whatever beer you've got lying around is acceptable for this. I'm using Beck's, which was a tip from a job that I did recently. It's a little over half, but half is all you really need. Just because of the rest. And this is about a cup of barbecue sauce. I'm going to fire that in there. And if you're a little bit more awake than I am at this time in the evening, you dump the barbecue sauce in first and then fill the jar up with the beer, shake it up to get all the sauce out. But you know, I'm really tired and half asleep, so we'll just put a bit of hot water in there, shake that up, and throw it in there. There's no such thing as too much moisture. The idea is, again, to get a little bit more moistness and tenderness into this. And then we're going to get a rubber spatula and scrape out the roasting pan. Then put all that smoky, delicious, bloody, fatty goodness back into there. So the smoking process is exactly the same as the ham or the turkey that you watched me do. The only difference is under the rack that I'm smoking on, I'll put one of these because we want to get all that juice back into the pulled pork when we do this portion. So I'm just going to fire a lid on that, let that cook for a couple more hours, and then tomorrow morning we'll come back to it and we'll have some serious goodness going on. Alright, so here we are the next morning. It's done its thing all night in here. We've got a fair bit of juice in there, which is mostly cooked down to be pretty much all fat. And I've got the dullest implement I could find. Just pushes right through. Look at that, just rips right apart. Beautiful. See that nice pink around the edges there from the smoking? This is a thing of beauty. So I'm going to shut this off now. I'm going to pull it out of the juice. We're going to let the juice cool down in a small container. We'll take the fat off, and then we'll add that back to it. Mix it up. Things will be beautiful. Alright, so here we are. The pork's been in the fridge all day. There's the sauce. It's been in the freezer all day, and as you can see, all the fat's congealed on top, and all the sauce is frozen in the bottom. So we're just going to grab a spoon. We're just going to scrape the fat off the top. It will pretty much jump off all on its own. Now you can take this and mix it with some fluffed up jute twine and you have yourself some really good tinder, because animal fat burns great, but I'm just going to chuck it in the bin. So there's the sauce with most of the fat removed. I've got the pork on the stove in the bowl over low heat, just to warm it up a little bit, just to get the sauce to melt and get everything all mixed up in there. Happy. I tasted it before I put the sauce in. It's not quite as sweet as I'd like it to be, so I'm going to use the blood of 1,000 Canadians to make it sweeter. A little bit of maple syrup. So now, because I'm a psycho bastard, I'm going to get into this bowl of hot pork with my hands, and we're just going to pull it. You might want to wear gloves if you don't want to get your hands dirty, or, you know, if you work with greasy, gross shit at work all day, or if you don't mind the grease on your hands when you're eating, just fucking get in there and pull her apart. So as you can see, it pulls apart really nice and easily, because it was smoked for about 6 hours and then slow cooked with delicious, delicious beer for a couple more hours in that barbecue sauce. Alright, so there we have it. Big dirty bowl of pulled pork. I'm just going to have a little taste here, see if the sauce is, you know, doing what it needs to do. Oh fuck yeah, buddy. That's some good ass fucking pulled pork. Alright, if you love barbecue, like this video. If you want to see more cooking videos, go ahead and subscribe to my channel. And for all of my subscribers, I'm sorry I haven't released a video in a couple weeks. Shit's been fucking retarded busy for me around here. You know, with planting the garden and doing some new garden stuff. And work's just crazy fucking busy too. So sorry guys, I'm going to try and get my fucking shit together. Put some content together for you. And don't forget to get onto my my Facebook, my Twitter. I now have an Instagram as well. And find the picture of the bag I showed you guys at the start of the video. Guess what the fuck is in the bag. You'll see a video for what's in that bag in the near future. Whoever fucking guesses first is going to get something. I don't fucking know what it is. Maybe you can throw some suggestions in the comments of this video for what the prize should be. And also, don't forget to check out my Patreon page. YouTube doesn't monetize my videos because I fucking curse and swear and talk about bullshit and make, you know, insensitive jokes and whatnot. So, Patreon's the only way I get to make real money. So if you guys can blast on over there and subscribe and shit. I know if you're a regular subscriber, you see me say that this and that and the other thing is going to be on Patreon. I just haven't had time to get it up there. So the recipes that I promised you are going to get up there. I'm going to get some more vegan hunting trophies made up. If you haven't watched that video, check it out. It's funny as shit. We'll get that sorted out. So that's it. Fuck you.